Interstate 49. We're looking at it some more. Last time, we finished in Texarkana, covering the southern part of I-49. See, there's a large gap in Arkansas between the southern and northern sections of I-49, with US 71 currently filling the gap, although in a slow, indirect route. I-49, as we mentioned before, is mainly two different sections, and today we will be talking about the northern section between Fort Smith, Arkansas, and Kansas City. Please stay tuned till the end today because I'm going to take a big swing in talking about what we should do with all of these numbers once I-49 is all done. You're watching Control City Freak. This is the YouTube channel where we talk about interstate highways and the places that they are assigned to go to. All right, we're going to talk about northbound I-49, northern section. Right here, we start with an exit for North Arkansas Highway 549. So what is that? Well, that is the placeholder number that Arkansas is using for roads that will become I-49, but are right now not connected to the rest of the system. Here is what northbound Arkansas 549, or signed as I-49 on Google Maps, looks like. On Massard Road, the control cities right now for 549 are Junction Arkansas 22 and Junction US 71. And indeed, Arkansas 22 is where this section ends. So you are forced onto Fort Street. And you're forced on a pretty hilarious looking interchange as it now stands. Here on I-40, we get the sign for North 49 Fayetteville, which I think is probably the best choice here. Rudy 6, Fayetteville 45. Once we're in Fayetteville, we are signed for 49 North Joplin, which is an interesting choice because there's still Bentonville, Rogers, and Springdale ahead on this road, and all of those cities are both in-state and bigger than Joplin. This is near the start of the Bella Vista bypass, and we get North 4971 Joplin. Although, unfortunately, I don't have anything from the Bella Vista bypass as it's brand new, opened in October, and it is not on Google Street View yet. So now, flash forward, we are now in Missouri. We don't have a Welcome to Missouri sign because that would be on the bypass. And we get Anderson 2, Goodman 9. What is that about? Not too far down the road, though, we get a much more sensible Neosho 8, Joplin 24. Here is our intersection with I-44. We're on 249 North Joplin here. This is a cloverleaf, or almost cloverleaf, and 44 and 49 go Springfield, Kansas City. We are approaching where 49 leaves 44 after their short concurrency. And we see, indeed, 49 leaves to Carthage in Kansas City via a cloverleaf. Carthage, I have no idea why. I think Kansas City does the job just fine. And we see here in Carthage, it is just 7149 Kansas City. Now we get a mileage sign, Jasper 8, Kansas City 138. Right here is actually one of the first places I ever drove on a freeway, or it was freeway / expressway. I drove from Nevada to, I don't know, Butler or Archie or something when I was 15 years old with my dad coming back from a trip. So pretty cool. It was not I-49 yet then, it was US 71. Here we have 49 in Harrisonville, Missouri, with the Lee's Summit exit coming up. Here 291 splits off for Lee's Summit. We get 4971 North Kansas City. I remember this road too from an ancient road trip in 1987 with my family. We ended up on 71 after cutting over from Highway 7. And these 71 signs, they were all either blue or brown. I don't remember. I know that they were not green. That's peculiar. 49 now gets a through traffic sort of thing as we are in Grandview near Kansas City. And here we approach the Grandview Triangle, which is where I-49 ends at this intersection with 435 and 470. As we can see, there's no 49N sign, but 71 North Kansas City from here. So we'll follow 71 into town. Why not? This part of the 71 freeway is pretty old. 71 used to end at Prospect Avenue, and then you'd have to drive up Prospect to get into downtown. But now there is the Bruce R. Watkins Boulevard, which we will see. Bruce R. Watkins gets a lot of flack, but I actually think it's pretty cool. I really like these overpass designs. I think it's a really nice looking road. The main reason that this road gets a lot of hate is because of the stoplights. There are 3 stoplights in it. I actually don't really mind these that much, and because they are legislated in, they actually aren't going anywhere anyway. This is just a cool looking interchange, again, with this bridge design that they have on this road. I just like it. And here we approach downtown Kansas City, so that ends the Bruce R. Watkins Freeway, so that'll end our look at northbound 49. Or rather, this will end our look at northbound 49 with this sign salad approaching here. All right, let's talk about southbound I-49. This is well before I-49 begins, but this is where we first see US 71 sign for Joplin. This is in the Alphabet Loop in Kansas City. In fact, the northeast corner of the Alphabet Loop. Here we're meeting I-70, and we still see South 71 Joplin. Great view of the Kansas City skyline here. This leg of the Alphabet Loop, I think, probably has the best skyline views. Got a hot take here. A, why not have it say 71 to 49 if we have 670 to 35, 71 to 49? And B, I don't think Joplin's the right choice here. I think this should be 71 South Springfield, because this is the fastest way to Springfield, Missouri, the 3rd largest city, 3rd largest metro area in Missouri, and something like 3 or 4 times larger than Joplin. This would be the route to get there from Kansas City. Here's Midtown KC. I always thought this was a cool area. When I was a kid, that Western Auto sign on top of the building blew my mind. I thought there was a roller coaster on top of there or something. Here's our stoplight on the Bruce R. Watkins at Gregory Boulevard. And as we approach the Grandview Triangle, 470, 435, 71, 49, we get our first 49 pull through for Joplin. Here in Harrisonville, Missouri, I think this is really badly done. This should be an overhead sign, and the control city shouldn't be Clinton. You could have Clinton as a secondary, but the control city here should be Springfield. If you follow 7 through Clinton, it becomes 13. You have to turn off to get on 7 or 13. It's basically one continuous freeway to Springfield if you get off at this exit. So, again, no idea why it's not overhead, and no idea why there's no mention of Springfield whatsoever. From this point, though, after meeting 7, it should be 49 South Joplin. So we see Archie, 5, Nevada, 50, Joplin, 112. As we approach Joplin, we still have a South 4971 Joplin. Here we meet I-44 again, and 44 East Springfield, West 44, South 49 Joplin. We've seen this sign before, this weird Tulsa OK instead of just Tulsa. And we get South 49, Neosho, Fort Smith. Maybe Neosho's where 249 is going. 249 has no control city, 49 Neosho, Fort Smith. Why Neosho? Why is that on there? Also, I rarely do this. I usually like farther away control cities, bigger control cities, but this shouldn't be Fort Smith here. This should be Fayetteville. Fayetteville is the fastest growing region of Arkansas and has been booming population-wise recently and is now actually bigger than Fort Smith. And it's closer, and it's home to the university, and it represents the whole northwest Arkansas region, which is the fastest growing part of Arkansas. So put Fayetteville on that sign. We do see Fayetteville as a secondary city here with Fort Smith as the primary. I don't know why MoDOT has to add these ARs on there. There's not very much Missouri left. I'm sure everybody knows that these are Arkansas cities. And in Neosho, we see the signs are for Joplin and Fort Smith. So they are consistent there. Again, I would recommend Fayetteville just because of the booming population down there. Here's where 75 cuts off to go to Bella Vista, and the Bella Vista bypass begins. You can see those lanes right there that now are the Bella Vista bypass, but unfortunately on Street View they are not there yet. Here's a road in northwest Arkansas, Arkansas 612, that's a freeway. Gets, for some reason, north Lowell, and then south Springdale and Fayetteville. I don't know why it wouldn't say north Rogers, north Bentonville, north Joplin, north Kansas City. Lowell is literally just the random town the next exit up. All right, now that we are in Fayetteville on the Fulbright Expressway, we are signed for Fort Smith, fittingly so. And we see Winslow 13, Alma 35. That's actually where we meet I-40, and Fort Smith itself is 49. 49 in its current iteration does not actually make it all the way to Fort Smith. And now we see Rudy 4 and Junction I-40 as our final control city here. I should note here, exit 20. This is exit 20 on I-49, which is weird because it is the old 540 numbering. That 20 starts where 540 begins in Fort Smith. So all of this section is signed for 540 numbering. They just didn't change it over. I'm guessing they don't know what the numbers will be until they build a road, something like that. And again, we see East Alma, Little Rock, West Van Buren, Fort Smith. Arkansas always does 2 cities, but these 2, Alma, Van Buren, I don't know why those are on there. All right, here's a look at southbound 549, which will be 49. We see that control city of Junction US 71 here. And here is our exit for Massard Road again. And oh, what's this? This is exit 190. So if they have the exit numbers on this road, it means they could calculate the exit numbers on the other road too. So I wonder why they keep 540's numbers and they don't change to what the 49 numbers will be. Probably a sign that 49 won't be complete through Arkansas anytime soon. Here is our exit for US 71, which, as I showed you before, will be the way to follow down to get to Texarkana, and it'll be about a 3-hour, 40-minute trip for the 140-mile or so journey. And here is where you have your choice of South 71, North 71. No control cities given here at this point, though. All right, let's talk about Todd's the way it should be. First, I want to talk about a numbering thing, a big swing. I know this will never happen, but I-45 is kind of weird because it is the shortest of the XO or X5 interstates. I think what should be done, when I-49 is done, we make it I-45. We have I-45 be I-49, and then run it up 435 in Kansas City, and then have 35, the Des Moines, Minneapolis section, become I-45. Then you have I-35 south of Kansas City as is, and then run it up I-29. So then you have 2 north to south bridging X5 interstates. I think that would absolutely be the way to go. As for current I-45, you could make it a 35E because Texas is down for doing that kind of thing. Or you could sign it Southern 39 or 41 or 43. Or you could run 57 up to replace 41 or 43. And then sign it whichever one it's replaced so we don't have a overlap. So lots of good stuff we could do here. All right, let's look at Todd's the way it should be. Control city-wise, northbound, Fayetteville, Joplin, Kansas City. It's more or less what it is, so I think they do a pretty good job with that. And southbound, I said it should be Springfield until we meet Missouri Highway 7 in Harrisonville, then Joplin, then Fayetteville, add in Fayetteville because it's not there now, then Fort Smith and Texarkana. All right, thank you so much for watching Control City Freak. Really appreciate it. My name is Todd, and keep on trucking.